Good evening and welcome to Calling All Christians. My name is Mike and this is June 27th, 2020. It's the second video I put up, and that intro music was a piece called Brawl, a portion of it, written by a composer, a friend of mine in Providence, and I liked it. I asked him if I could use it. It kind of sounds like a fight, and we're in a fight of our lives. Um, it's basically a war. And it's happening right here in our good old USA, where you have the communists, socialists, whatever you want to call them. They're trying to take over the country and make it a communist country. And people need to stop and wake up and start looking at this. And we got an election coming up. I don't know how that's going to. It's going to be chaos in the election. But anyway, people still need to know. One of the things I wanted to cover tonight, I don't know how many of you out there have a smartphone, which I have a smartphone. I particularly like some of the functions. It's got some great functions on it. If I can't spell a word, I'll just say, Google, how do you spell this? And it tells me how to spell it. And the locate, if I have to go someplace, I put the address in. That's a great thing. And, there's other stuff in there that I use too. Unfortunately, it's run or produced by companies that do not have the American spirit that they're that they don't want the American spirit, basically. In fact, it's hard to think that, but when I if I want an app on my phone, I go to the Google Play Store and I search through the apps. Maybe it's on music, maybe it's on literature, maybe it's on whatever. And I see what apps they have, like Burger King app if I want to go to Burger King. And then I download that app, put it on my phone, and I use it. Those are all my choices. And the people that create those apps put them on there. Some cost you money, some are free. And that's fine. Okay. But I was watching a video by High Impact Flicks today. And Brian brought up an issue with the smartphones. He said in a recent update, which your phone updates automatically, okay? And you figure, well, they've got corrections to certain things in their phones, and you say, okay, well, they've got to do that kind of stuff. Well, let me tell you, whenever he said that they put the coronavirus contact tracing app on my phone in an update, okay? And then if you look at, and he said, you go to settings, go to Google settings, and sure enough, it's right there. Now, I know, because I've got an electronic background, that all this technology has a backdoor to it, okay? Like if you have a problem with AOL, you call AOL, you give them control of your computer, they fix the problem, boom, boom. You trust them that they'll do it, they're not going to, use your information or your access to your computer and they have to cut off, contact with your computer. And they do that. And I haven't had a problem with that. Okay. But my trust in Google, Facebook, Twitter, and all these technology companies now, I have no trust in them. They're out to get us, folks. And you check your smartphone, you'll see it's there. They'll tell you, oh, well, you don't have to use it. It's already in your phone. Okay. And what this thing does is if you walk by and you've got your Bluetooth on, which most people do, okay, and you walk by somebody and your phone talks to their phone, picks it up Bluetooth wise, and it will tell that your phone will, their phone will tell your phone if they've had been tested for COVID-19 and if they haven't. But they don't use names. The phone is the code. Each phone has a code. But in that code, they know who you are, where you live, and everything about you. So when they say they're not sharing your data, that's an outright lie. Very subtle, but that's how they do it. Okay, so then you would get a call someday, say, do you know that you were out at such and such, and you walked by somebody that has COVID-19? You need to get tested. Okay, and soon we will see this kind of action going on. Okay, the only true way to get out of this whole thing is dump the cell phones, get rid of them, throw them in the river. And actually, it would hurt those companies because they survive on ad revenues, and without any customers, the ad people aren't going to spend any money. So if you really want to hurt a company that's deceiving its countrymen, saying that they're good Americans and they're not, they're supposed to be a free platform and they're acting as a publisher, and they've been doing this for years, getting away with it because they've been covered by corruption in our own government. There's something really crazy. I couldn't believe it was on there. And I asked my wife's health aide, and I said, do you know that? She said, oh, yeah, it's all over Facebook. Yeah. Oh, they'll tell you. They'll try to, oh, no, we're not going to use that for any other nefarious purposes. That's up. If you believe that, then you deserve the nefarious purposes. Okay? I'm trying to get it out of my phone. I don't think you can delete it. They say you can, but when you go to delete it, it's not in your apps. It's in their part of the phone. It's just both on Android and Apple. Okay? And this has all been done undercover. Because people that are truthful and honest and sincere, they don't have to hide undercover. They just come out and tell you what they're doing. But when they start this, it's an automatic indicator that they're evil, and they got an evil agenda with it. And check it out. I don't know how, you could call the Apple store. They're going to tell you, oh, no. I just tell them I want it off my phone. And if they won't take it off the phone, I drop the service. Go back to a flip phone. They can't trace those. Well, they have backdoors into those too, but they won't know as much about you. They won't know. You can take the location finders in those and take them out of the phones. That's why they used them. They were called the burner phones because they'd use them and throw them away, so nobody could trace them. Okay, that was shown to us in the movies. Because see, Hollywood is owned by the evil people too, and they've been putting this stuff out, telling people what's going to happen. Yeah, you go back and look at your movies. The movies have all depicted this in a very sly, subtle way, But they've done it, and now the best to do is just do not vote Democratic in this election. I don't care who it is, and it's sorry because there's some good Democrats out there. They don't believe in this bullshit that the Democratic Party's putting out, but I haven't found that many of them out there. Okay, I don't know what state you would be in if you're watching this or whatnot, but you got to vote just pure Republican. Not to say that there's not a lot of bad in the Republican Party too, because it's in both parties. But and as much as I have a lot of disagreements with our president now because he started off like a house of fire and then went to it's almost looking like he's back to it's all words. There's no action with it. Oh, you write an executive order, but then nothing happens for 6-8 months. We haven't got. that many months left to the election. Okay. So anyway, check your phone. There's a lot of things wrong in these companies. And basically the only way we're going to be able to do it is dump all the technology. All the people that are working for them, they won't dump it. They can have it. They can know what each other's doing. Okay, but they won't know what anyone else is doing. But as long as you're hooked up to these internets, they will know who you are and what you're voting and what you're doing. They actually, from their points within anywhere in the world, I think, can come right into your computer, turn your camera on, and look in your room to see if you're in there and what you're doing, if your computer's on. And I believe they can even turn your computer on and do that. I saw a couple of videos where a girl had her cell phone off on the car seat next to her, and all of a sudden it turned on by itself. Because these chips that they use in them are made in China, most of them, and they all got back to us. That's how the Chinese government gets into our technology. People got to wake up. Seriously, wake up. I mean, I know the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is going to help us. And basically, this is all his Father's plan. It's his creation. And, they say that the words of, out of chaos comes order. Well, think about it. And that's what's happening now. We're going to go through Revelations, total chaos, and out of it will come the new earth, where all evil will be cast down to hell, and all good and righteousness will go to heaven. Now, a lot of the people today, they don't believe that. They're even now wanting to tear down all statues or pictures. And you see it, containing Jesus. You've seen this go right on in the Nancy Pelosi's office, Chuck Schumer, the Democrats. We got terrorists right operating inside our country. And we went over there and fought them. Well, I think it's time to fight them here. All right. Hey, have a great day. Love, joy, and peace to all of you. I'll get this out. I'll put a link to my website where I, put, they're just audios, but it's called callingallchristians.us. And there'll be a link below this if you want to check that out. I post there because it's my site, so YouTube can't censor it. They can censor this, and I've already been censored once. That's how you know it's just not an open platform. Hasn't been for a long time. They're just getting more bold about it. That's all. Okay. Love, joy, and peace. See you soon. Bye-bye.